everybody. Welcome to the Hey Guy podcast. I'm your host, Striker, and I got Reese and Springer back this week, and we're going to be going over the NBA logos, our favorite of all times, and also giving our Mount Rushmore of NBA players. Guys, how's it going today?
Oh, good, Larry. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thanks for asking. Reese, how you doing?
I'm doing swell.
You're looking swole, guy. You've been working out.
He had too much salt. A
Like
little bit puffy, retaining water.
But like I said, tonight, guys, we're going to be doing our NBA logos and our Mount Rushmore. And I'm praying to God, praying that nobody picks one certain person on our Mount Rushmore. And if anybody knows me who it is, you understand why. Please don't pick this person. But anyway.
Don't worry, Larry. But nobody's taking Luke Longley on their top.
I thought you were gonna say Luke Walton.
But let's get into the logos first. Reese, we'll start with you. We'll start from 5 down to 1 being your favorite. So go ahead and start with your 5 and go ahead down.
All right, I got the Toronto Raptors from 95 to 15 with the dinosaur. I just like that one.
Old school.
Yep. And 4 would be the Celtics. Just reminds me like Irish heritage, you know. Then 3 would be the Orlando Magic. The older ones, like where the A with star and yada yada. 2 is the Bulls.
Mm.
And 1 is Vancouver Grizzlies.
Really? Now, do you like the Vancouver one or the first year of Memphis? Because they changed.
I mean, they're similar, just the names, but I just went with the original. Like the Grizzlies now, nah.
Right.
But like either or, Memphis or Vancouver.
But yeah, because if you look, because that's on my list, the Vancouver one, the grizzly bear has white eyes, and when they went to Memphis, they turned it all black, so it looks demonic. You know what I mean? It looks like it's ready to just rip your heart out. So
yeah.
All right.
That's a nice little list there, Reese. And you mentioned the Celtics, and you kind of when somebody mentions the NBA, you automatically think of the Boston Celtics. You know, it's kind of goes with the whole NBA. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, all right, Springer, 5 down to 1.
All right, there's a little bit of overlap, but I think my order is definitely different. So my number 5 is the year 95 to 2001 Seattle Supersonics. It's the one where the Sonics is kind of fading into you, and it has the top building with the spinny thing at the top. You know, it's the old Sonics logo, not the one with the S or the one with the horizon, but that the kind of hologram one that's kind of coming at you.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorites. That just reminds me of the Gary Payton days, you know.
Yep.
My second one, my second one is the first year of the Memphis Grizzlies, so 01 to 04. The black demonic eyes. I mean, that thing was just crazy. I really liked that one. That was one of my favorites. So my third is the Charlotte Hornets. Not the new one. It's the 89 to 2002, like the Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning days. At the Hornets, stinging the ball. That thing was, everybody wanted that starter jacket too. Yeah, the Charlotte Hornets starter jacket. That was like
I
the
had it.
thing, you know?
They should. They should.
I had the starter jacket.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that was like the
They should
coolest one
bring.
of all time.
They should bring them starter jackets back.
Right, right. How about it?
They did a couple years ago, I thought, didn't they? I thought they did.
Yeah, but they'll still never be as good as those originals.
Yeah.
With the old
Nobody.
flap, you could stuff your stuff into. You know,
Stick your Walkman in there.
you had no rewind; you just had fast forward on it.
Yeah.
That's it.
My number two is the Boston Celtics, and it's the '96 to now. They had the one like before '96 that wasn't colored. He was just white with the green. But the one with the full color, like the skin color, the black pants, I like the full ensemble there of the newest logo.
Yeah.
And my number one is the logo that has never changed. It's the only NBA logo that has never changed in the history of the team. That's the Chicago Bulls. Two reasons. One, it's iconic. Michael Jordan, the Bulls, that was like, something that's identifiable. But if you turn it upside down, it looks like a robot having sex with a crab.
I knew you were going with this.
So if no one's ever looked
Yeah.
at that, go look at the Bulls logo upside down and tell me you don't see it.
We know what Larry's doing right after the show.
Right.
I'm doing it right now.
So if he goes upside down, we know what he's doing.
That's
That's
my
fun.
that's my five.
All right. So my number 5 is the Boston Celtics. I got that as my number 5, and I'm not. It doesn't matter what year. I mean, logos are logos to me. So Jens got specific. I'm not. So number 4, the Lake. You got to go with the Lakers. As much as I am not a Lakers fan, you got to go with the Lakers.
Are you a Lakers fan prior to 4 or 5 years ago?
Nope, never was a Lakers fan. Number 3, I got the New York Knicks. I was always drawn to the New York Knicks logo for some reason. Loved it. Number 2 is the Charlotte Hornets, which me and Rob got the same. When you see the Charlotte Hornets logo, Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, Muggsy Bogues. Did I say Larry Johnson?
Yeah.
I'm forgetting some. Oh, Kendall Gill. There's somebody else I'm forgetting. Rob, who was in that group? Johnson,
Mourning
Mourning.
and Johnson were the big two.
Yeah, Muggsy Bogues. And then my number 1 is the Chicago Bulls. So me and Rob had that one the same too. Never knew the whole robot thing, but I will be looking at it, like Reese said.
You ain't never getting that image out of your head. I'm
Never
telling you.
knew that. And that's crazy to me. There's and this is a whole nother thing, but there's a lot of logos out there that I'm not just saying sports logos, but there's all these hidden things in logos. Like the FedEx with the arrow. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was that brings back to the Diamond MT days there.
Yes.
I forget who went around. Look for the arrow in this.
Right.
Yep. All right. Well, I hate to do this, but I'm going to let Rob go first so that we can get his Mount Rushmore out of the way. I have a funny feeling I'm not going to be happy. But Rob, let's hear your Mount Rushmore, and if you have a honorable mention, you can also mention that.
Okay. So my Mount Rushmore, I got to look at guys who changed the game. Iconic guys that have transitioned the game from generation to generation. So, I mean, when you look at that, that has to be the Mount Rushmore because that's what keeps the league going. You know what I mean? And you have great players within the era, but it's the guys that change the way the league is, or bring it on, or move it to the next level. So
Remember, you just said great players. Keep that in mind.
right, yeah, I agree. So my number one guy all time, and I don't know if it's debatable, is Michael Jordan. So, Michael Jordan was, brought that league from the Magic Larry Bird days through the end of that. The league was kind of going down, and then he brought it back up in the '90s and kind of kept it going through the '90s. Now, my second guy is someone who preceded all of that, and that's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He changed the game in the fact, he has a shot that he basically invented with the sky hook. So, I mean, he was the leader in points until last year of all-time scorer. So, I mean, just Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was an iconic player that kind of changed the game as well. My number three is Kobe Bryant. He took that torch from Michael and just ran it through. You know what I mean? He went through the early 2000s, late 90s when Michael Jordan was phasing out. Remember the Wizard days were terrible, but Kobe Bryant was
Yeah.
the next guy that you watch Kobe Bryant and you were like, he's close. He's almost like Mike. You know what I mean? The things he could do with the ball and just bury you in games was immortalized. And then my fourth guy is the guy who, after him, took the torch and ran it up to now, is LeBron James. I know Larry LeBron James, but name
Get
another
the
guy
hell out of here.
in the league the past 10 years that has brought more publicity, more eyes to the game than LeBron James. Even if it was the stupid thing he had, I'm taking myself to South Beach, that brought viewership to the game. There's players that come into the game now that want to be him. Our guys were Michael Jordan. They wanted to be Mike. Now they want to play like LeBron. So I know you hate his guts, but he's got to go up there because he has carried the torch and brought the next generation into the game.
All I'm gonna say is I respect your opinion.
That's fine.
Interesting thing here. I did a story when I was in journalism class in high school. I kind of feel stupid now, but um, I wrote an article on why I thought Carmelo Anthony would have a better career than LeBron.
Right? I mean, you think he came out of high school and you had that, like, he's going to be good, but is he really going to be good? And, I know he flops and he whines, but through and through,
Oh yeah, he does.
but that doesn't matter. All of them have done it.
What? No.
I'm telling you, you go back and look at some of the players back in the past that you don't go back into the 80s because those guys just try to straight up kill each other on the floor. But, you go look at Reggie Miller's games against the Knicks. When Charles Oakley would go out and get him at the three-point line, he'd be laying there kicking his legs and arms. No one sit there and told Reggie Miller was a bum.
He's a crybaby too.
So, but I mean, the things LeBron can do on the court, he can play multiple positions. He's a big man that can move the ball. You got to give him his due, man.
No, I do not.
I will
And
say this: I was a fan of LeBron's until he did the whole South Beach.
Right. And that was, and that's almost everybody's perception. He was in Cleveland to start off with those guys. Everybody was all for him. Like, hey, man, he's great. He's doing good. He's going to take Cleveland to a championship. He did that thing to Miami, and everybody's like, oh, what a freaking bum. He can't do it on his own. By all means, yeah. Was it right? Who knows? But guess what? It brought people to the game. And he still attracts crowds to the game. And he's like, how old? He's almost washed up, but he's still doing it.
Rob, let me ask you this: Did he make your Mount Rushmore just to upset me?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Are you sure? Not night?
My honorable mention is Shaq because he changed. Like he was the immovable object. He was unstoppable. I definitely think Shaq deserved it. Same with Bill Russell or Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, all those guys. But I'm just taking the guys that my top four. So your criteria might be different, but mine is guys that have carried the torch from decade to decade. Every 15 years. Like what? So you take LeBron out of this era. Take him out from 2000, 2002 on. Who's gonna be the face of the NBA? Who's the man? There's a bunch of fantastic players, but there was no one that was going to be the man, the Kobe, the Jordan, the Kareem, the Magic and Bird. Name a guy.
No, I mean you have a very valid point. I just can't put him on mine. I mean that's yours. I mean you're
Thank
not
you.
wrong. You're not wrong by
Right.
any means.
Thank you, Reese. You'll get a birthday gift this year.
Too bad it already passed, guy.
Yeah.
Well,
But yeah,
next year.
that's the way I look at the ties. And that's the way I look
Okay,
at all
so
sports.
be honest, Rob. When you wrote LeBron down on your list, did you have a little smirk?
No.
Because you knew you
No, I already
you chuckled a little bit.
listen, when you picked the topic, you already knew where I was gonna go. And it wasn't to spite you. It wasn't because of you. I'm being objective and looking at who do I feel deserves to be in that top echelon.
All right.
Because the only reason you don't have him in your top echelon is because of things he did outside of the basketball court.
No. He's not on my list because he's not that freaking good. That's why. He's not good. That's why. Springer. Now see,
Okay.
you're getting me heated. Don't get me heated. I got a pulled back muscle. I can't begin worked up.
All right, good.
Reese, what's your Mount Rushmore?
Well, I thought Rob was gonna name all of mine until he said LeBron. But I got obviously Michael at one, Kobe at two. I don't think there's anybody in the league that's ever had. I mean, we always hear about the Mamba mentality. Like the dude tore Achilles and then stayed in the game and played or
Right.
shot two free throws. And he's meant so much to the game too. Three is Kareem. Four would be Wilt Chamberlain. Like he has 72 NBA records.
Yeah.
The only guy that will ever average 30 points and 20 rebounds a game or in a season. His jersey, he has 5 different jerseys retired. 55 rebounds in a game, 100 points in a game. Like that will be unmatched. And supposedly slept with 20,000 women.
I'm just getting ready to say that.
He's on
The
that
number
Mount Rushmore for certain.
But I mean, like the guy, man, Wilt to stilt. So
Yeah, he was definitely in a class of his own in his generation. Like, he was a Hakeem Olajuwon in the 60s and 70s when there was nothing of that sort.
yeah, I
You know
think
what I
there
mean?
was one season he averaged 48 minutes a game. Another season it was 50 points a game. Like the 30 and 20, like he's the only ever player to do that once. He did it 7 times.
Yeah.
So I think that sets him apart from anybody. And I'll go with the honorable mention. I'd have to include Shaq on that too. He was very, very dominant.
Yeah. I mean, he developed a whole strategy just for.
Yeah, good old hack a Shaq.
I mean, guys, did you know this? I didn't know this. I had to research it. In that, when he was in playing for the Lakers, teams that played them would put two guys didn't to do no play just to bring up two extra centers who didn't play all year long, just to go in to have so they would have like 15 to 20 fouls to give against Shaq.
Yeah,
So they would change their team, take bench good players off the bench just to bring in two bums who never played a minute in the NBA just to go in and foul.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
When
crazy.
All right,
All
we're
right.
ready for Larry's hate.
All right, here we go. Obviously, Jordan, number one on the Mount Rushmore. I got Kobe. I got Wilt Chamberlain. And my last one is Larry Bird. Um, I don't think that there would be a Jordan without Bird, and I don't think there would be a Bird without Jordan. I think they both made each other better back when they played each other.
Yeah, but they didn't play each other. It was Magic and Bird. Jordan was really young when Bird was getting older.
Yeah, yeah, but if I remember correctly, they had good games against each other.
I don't think they've ever played in the in. I think they may have played in the playoffs one time. But Jordan had all those years to go take out the Pistons. The Pistons were his big bugaboo early in his career. It
yeah,
wasn't the Celtics.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Isaiah and Bill Laimbeer, and that was his kind of journey the Rock to get over. The Lakers and Celtics had way more battles. Magic and Bird the whole way back in college. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Bird and Jordan was more than Bird and Magic Johnson.
Okay, fair enough. My honorable mention is Dr. J. It was a toss up between Dr. J and Wilt getting on the Mount Rushmore. And what really did it was the 20,000 chicks. I'm going to be honest with you. That's what made him get on the Mount Rushmore.
So to play onto this, our Mount Rushmore. Did you see Bleacher Report's release of the greatest players?
Uh-uh.
Like they had Steph Curry over Kobe.
No way.
Yes,
No,
Steph was
I'm saying no way. That's not
exactly.
no freaking way.
Kobe didn't even crack the top 10.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
Who was in the top 10? Do you know offhand?
They had it was Jordan was one, James was two, Kareem was in there, Wilt was in there, Steph was in there,
Bill Russell,
yeah, Russell was in there,
Magic probably.
yeah, and Larry. But they had like
Shaq, was he in there?
yeah, but they had like, and then they had Iverson. Like my opinion, Iverson top 15 at least. But they had like Jokic.
See, I think it's so hard to put guys that are still early prime and like Jokic. I mean, he's still got
Yeah.
5 to 10 years left. I mean, it's hard to say what their career is going to be.
I mean, granted, Steph's probably a Hall of Famer with his.
Hey, Reese, look at Larry, that dumb look on his face. He's kind of.
he's a lagging. I mean, Curry will be in there because of his 3-pointers, but
Yeah, I mean, like I said, those guys like to rank things because of things that change the game, make you change the way you play.
Yeah.
And Steph definitely did. You know what I mean? Like he made the 3-point small ball. That's where it was at. He was launching from half court. So
Yeah.
it made you change the way you defend it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't see him. Like I couldn't put him in my top 10 right now. I want to see how he finishes his career, but I mean, he definitely has a shot of climbing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and I think a lot of people too, unless you go back and watch some of the old guys, the old games, you can't really respect what they did back
Yeah.
then. Like you go back and you watch Oscar Robertson, or John Havlicek, like the things they did, and it was a different game. That was more defensive bully ball. But the things they did, you got to remember, some back then they didn't even have a point line. Some of those guys could have had more threes than Steph, but they didn't count them as threes. But
Yeah.
it was a much different game back
I definitely growing like my high school days. I mean, you don't really think about it until you're already past the era.
then. Right.
But like the era from when I was in school, that to me that was probably the best era because there was no like super teams or I'm going to leave here to join there, and it
Yeah.
just like today's NBA is just garbage in my opinion.
Well, I think it's because it's so different. Like there's no defense. There's no get in and bang. You know, position. You don't have those elite guys. I mean, you remember like Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq, and Patrick Ewing, and Charles Oakley. Like those guys, Oakley and Rodman weren't scorers. They were going in there to bust you up. And I think we all like that sort of stuff. We like that get in and grind. Instead of nowadays everything's shooting, free flowing, no defense, just
Yep.
grab, stop, grab and shoot, pass and shoot, pass and shoot. And there's no, if you're a great shooter, hell, you're going to be great in this league. But
Yep.
you may not have to play defense. You may not have to get in there and be able to drive the ball or post up or have different moves.
Yep. Totally
Hey,
agree.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm gonna ask you guys one question real quick before we get off of here, and then I got an interesting fact to tell you.
Okay.
In your opinion, who has or had the best hook shot in the game of basketball? Springer,
The best hook shot.
hook shot.
And I mean, you obviously want to say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but Magic Johnson had a pretty damn good hook shot.
He did. Reese, who do you?
Yeah, I would say Kareem.
What about What about Larry Bird?
I look at Larry Bird as he was probably one of the first great jump shooters. I mean, he could stop and pop and fade away, and he was. You remember how Larry Bird? There was a 30 on 30, and he would be like going down the court, and he'd tell the guys exactly where he's going to shoot it from. He's like, "I'm going to go right there, and I'm going to bury it on you," and then he would do it.
He had a decent little hook shot though, I thought.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't think he utilized it to the extent that Kareem and Magic did.
Gotcha. So I got a little interesting facts for you guys. Reese, you may know this because you'll understand why. So I played basketball when I was in high school for a year, and we played a game down at Turkey Foot Valley, southern Somerset County, all the way down by the Maryland border. Rob, do you know who played there?
Where Turkey Foot Valley?
Yeah, at one point, like from an opposing team.
No.
Reese, do you?
Kobe.
Kobe Bryant. They had
He
a
played for
plaque.
Turkey Foot Valley?
He played versus Turkey Foot
Oh, I
Valley.
thought you meant who played for Turkey Foot Valley. I was gonna
No,
be like, yeah, dude, there's no way Kobe played for Turkey Foot Valley.
no. He played against them at Turkey Foot, and they have a. I want to say there's a plaque there in the gymnasium that said that Kobe played there. I believe that there was.
The, I'm gonna go out and say that that was probably one of the worst gyms that I've ever played in.
Definitely the smallest gym
Yeah,
because the 3-point lines on the sides. Reese, do you remember the gym?
it was almost out of bounds.
Yes, you was damn well close to out of bounds on the
Like
sides.
you almost had to be a ballerina to shoot a three on the
Yeah,
corner.
and you know what? That I was not.
You're saying your nickname wasn't Twinkle Toes.
It was not Twinkle Toes. And let's just say basketball wasn't my sport.
Oh yeah.
It was not. You would think me being a tall guy, I'd be decent. No, I wasn't that good.
I had I played a couple years of basketball and that my nickname was J Will.
JL?
J Will.
Oh, J Will.
White
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah. I Are you talking the J Will white chocolate or white chocolate and one mixtape?
I remember Jay Will
Oh,
for the.
jeez.
I think he played for the Nets or something. You remember him? They called him White Chocolate.
Yeah, Jason Williams. He
Yeah,
was Kings guy.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's funny. White chocolate. That's
Larry,
pretty
I know
funny.
this is gonna be hard to believe. I was a deadly 3-point shooter.
No way.
I played in the Wimber Rec League. We played there 2 summers, and I led both years in 3-point makes.
No way.
Yes, sir. I was
Wow.
I was deadly out there. I only had two
Ah,
moves, that and a driving like underhand layup.
So what you're saying is your name back then was Rob Curry.
No, I wasn't that good. I was more like Mark Price.
Mark Price.
there
Damn a
was
girl.
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
there was a few games that like we had the ball out of bounds, and like when you're in school you have your set play, you have to run and stuff. Well, I just cherry picked. So they were all standing at the line on the inbound, and I just ran down court and I stood on the 3-point line, just waiting for the ball, and I hear the coaches yelling at me every time. I did it 4 or 5 times. Every time I shot up a three and made it, and I looked back at the coach. Well, after the second time, he took me out, and I didn't play the rest of that game. That happened to me twice. I was cocky about it, and
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, good times,
That's
good
funny.
times.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Hey Guy podcast tonight. We gave you our picks on our favorite logos, and we gave you our Mount Rushmore of the NBA. Hope you enjoyed it. Rob, thanks for coming on. Reese, thanks for coming on. And
Sure.
LeBron is king. Remember.
LeBron is not king. Remember that. Don't you ever say that again. But until next time, the Hey Guy podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.